Coach, this week the Monarchs will be traveling to Owings Mills, Maryland to face Middle Atlantic Conference rival Stevenson University. But first, let's take a look at last week's game. A week ago, Kings put forth its most complete effort of the year with a 52-21 victory over FDU Florham. You received a lot of different contributions on both sides of the ball. Let's talk about the offense first.
What the offense is designed to do is to get it to your playmakers, be able to spread it out amongst your playmakers so that they can't take one guy away from that standpoint, and then have enough balance to stay on the field and be able to finish drives, and then also have that quick strike capability. On Saturday we were able to do all that, and then it was very successful for us.
Defensively, Kings held FDU to just 27 yards in the first half. Then the defense came out in the second half and forced two quick turnovers that were returned for touchdowns, and the score grew to 45-0 after just 2:28 into the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see our defense do again what it's designed to do is it's a pressure defense to get after an offense and get 3 and outs and get off the field. And they did a great job of that in the first half, and then couldn't establish the tone any better than the second half. And we challenged the kids to come out in the second half, and set the tone early on building up momentum. And our defense did a perfect job with that. And it was great to see to get turnovers, led to a quick strike offensively, and then again to get 2 more defensive scores is outstanding.
And once again, senior defensive end Ron Garrett continued his remarkable streak with a 22-yard fumble return for a touchdown, giving him 4 straight games with a defensive touchdown return. Ron is getting a lot of attention thanks to this streak. How has Ron handled all this attention, and what does this national exposure mean for the program at Kings?
I mean, Ron's handled it in stride. He's kind of, I think, just, not shocked or just surprised that, hey, the ball's bounced his way every time. But he works hard. He puts himself in the positions to be able to make plays. I mean, he's a playmaking guy, and we're going to put him in position to do that, and the other guys around him, so that if the ball, someone knocks it out, he's usually around it. And again, he's athletic enough to pick it up without any problem and fast enough to outrun people. So he's done a great job of just playing at a high level. So he's handled it well in stride. There's no pressure on it because, again, to do it once is unbelievable. To do it 4 times is crazy. So he just goes out and plays. If it happens again, it'll happen again, and he's going to continue to make plays for us from there. And then the exposure, is awesome to get our program out there in a positive light, and exposure to here to what Kings College as a school and in the football program as it's going in the right direction now. So any positive exposure we can get has been outstanding.
Moving on to this week's game at Stevenson, this game is pretty much a battle of teams that are in a similar situation, programs that are building and improving.
Absolutely. I mean, you watch them on film. They're very athletic. Got some really good players, done some really good things, and then put a little win streak together to start the season, and then played 2 of the perennial top teams in the conference. Very close and had leads, and then just kind of turnovers. Big plays by the other teams kind of swayed the outcome. So they're a much improved team. And it's going to be a great challenge for us Saturday.
We were fortunate enough to score wins over Stevenson the past 2 seasons. But it is quite obvious they are much better than they were a year ago. The Mustangs are 3-2 overall and 2-2 in the MAC, but they also have a huge 24-18 win over an established and successful Albright College squad on September 14th, a team that we lost to on September 28th.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in that win there, I mean, you kind of saw their growth, their athleticism. They did a good thing in running the ball. They made big plays, created some turnovers, and put themselves in a position to win. And you can just kind of watch, on film and see, kind of their confidence grow from that deal as they, knocked off a team that's, near the top of the MAC, all the time. So we know it's going to be, a great challenge for us Saturday. It's homecoming. It's going to be a great crowd, a great atmosphere for our kids to go down and try to put our 3rd win in a row.
Offensively, Stevenson is ranked 5th overall in the MAC, averaging 378 yards per game. The Mustangs are 2nd in the conference with 198.6 rushing yards, and they stand 8th in passing at 179 yards. But that number is skewed a little bit since their running game is so successful. Talk about their offense, what they try to do, and where their strengths are.
Yeah, I mean, they want to run the football, I think, and they got some big line that can move, and they got a really good, good running back with, again, great vision and speed, so he doesn't need a whole lot of room from there. So they want to, kind of, different formations, move you around a little bit, but they want to run the football, suck you up, and then they kind of hit on big plays in the passing game. They have athletic wide receivers, a big tall quarterback who can move around a little bit in the pocket, and so create plays and keep plays alive. So they're heavy. They want to run it more than throw it, but they've been successful doing both, and we got to prepare and be able to defend both. But the first and foremost is we got to be able to control and stop their run to have success.
Defensively, Stevenson is allowing 397 yards per game, including 177 yards on the ground and 220 yards through the air. What does Stevenson do defensively, and where are they better than they were last year?
I think they're better in the middle. I mean, we've had success, running the football the previous 2 years, and then you can watch them on film now. They're more, stout and then kind of handling things better. They're not giving up as many big runs. They're playing the run well. And then forcing teams to throw it a little bit more, and they've had some success in attack some areas from that standpoint. But they have athletic corners. They have a very good safety and a couple linebackers back. I think one of the guys, he's been played as a freshman, was an all-conference guy. I think he was out for our game last year. He's back. So they've definitely just more improved. They're in the right spots. They're more physical, and playing at a much higher level.
Coach, your team has won 2 straight games and are going for 3 in a row on Saturday. The last time that happened at Kings was in 2006. If you were able to come away with a victory, what would that mean to the team, and what would it say about the progress of the program?
I would say a ton about the progress that our kids, are moving in the right direction from that standpoint. And then, what we always told them is, when you practice well, then the expectations are you're going to play well on Saturday. And that's what we've been able to get as this team's matured and gotten bigger and stronger, and knows what it takes to be successful in the MAC and how to prepare for a football game, during the week as well as in the off season. We're seeing all those things, and they're all starting to come together, and our practices are really sharp and crisp. And then, then our play has gotten sharper and crisper, week in and week out. And then, the challenge for our kids, and what we challenge them now is we're beyond step A and B. Now it's about step C and D of plays to make little things that they're doing maybe wrong that's different from a play being successful or not, and continue to take that next step. And that's what we're building on. Our kids are working hard and understand that, and are looking forward to Saturday.
Coach, as you mentioned earlier, it is homecoming at Stevenson on Saturday. And this will be the second time in 3 weeks your team has the opportunity to spoil somebody else's party. What type of atmosphere are you expecting, and is there anything you talk to the players about going into a hostile environment?
We tell them to enjoy it. I mean, it's pretty neat when you go in somewhere where the fans are going to be there. It's loud, it's crazy. I mean, that makes it makes it a lot more fun. And so we tell them to enjoy it and embrace the atmosphere and soak it in. We expect to be a packed house. We were there 2 years ago. I think we were their second home game ever. So I mean, there was a huge crowd, and they had the smoke machine and the inflatable Mustang things to run through and all that. So it was kind of a Division I type of an atmosphere for our kids. So it's a special. It makes it neat. Great opportunity to do that, and then so to enjoy that and let them have the party. But then we crash the party, and that's where our kids' focus is on from there. Not get caught up on all the extracurriculars, but enjoy the fact that people are be screaming and booing you and yelling at you. I mean, live off of that and feed off of that, and go out and play the way we've been playing and continue to get better, and then we'll have success Saturday.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, Coach. Thank you very much for being with us, and good luck to you and the Monarchs on Saturday at Stevenson University.
Thank you very much.